Welcome to Mr. Giant Reacts and Ting and Ting and Ting. I'm Mr. Giant, back with another video, back with another reaction. I haven't done a Romanian video in a while, and I've been watching the World Cup, and I remember I used to watch Romania play football all the time, you know what I mean? Whenever they come on, I'm like, ooh, Romania is playing, let me check it out. But I haven't heard much about them in recent years. So it's like, well, let me see what's going on with Romanian football. You understand what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and YouTube and sim and check out this video here.
Fields of Eastern Europe, a revolution was born, not of weapons or politics, but of football. This is the story of Romania, a misunderstood giant, a team that rose from hardship to glory, and a golden generation that shook the world. Welcome to the revolution of the Romanian national team.
I used to watch them all the time.
Origins in the shadows of Europe. Football in Romania dates back over a century. The Romanian Football Federation was established in 1909.
Wow.
By 1922, the national team played its first international match against Yugoslavia and won 2-1. These were humble beginnings, but Romania was about to become a silent constant in the early development of global football. In fact, Romania played in the first 3 FIFA World Cups, 1930, 1934, and 1938, a feat only matched by Brazil, France, and Belgium. However, while the footballing infrastructure existed, political and economic instability would forever cast a shadow over progress. Chapter 2. Ceausescu's Grip. Football as propaganda. Under the communist regime of Nicolae Ceausescu, football was politicized. Clubs were tied to institutions, Dinamo to the police, Steaua Bucharest to the army. The government poured resources into the sport, not for passion, but to...
Oh, that is crazy. You want to know what's crazy about that? On the island, the same thing happened. You know, one football team was said to be part of one political party. The next football team was named to be a part of. We only had 2 political parties, so there was just 2 specific teams that were like that. That is crazy how parallel that is. You understand what I mean? No, the politicians didn't take active roles in it. It's just that they came from an area that supported this candidate and this person, and come from an area that supported that candidate. So then it sort of spilled over into the sport because of the people more so than because of the government. The government didn't get in there and, you know, try to manipulate stuff. But the idea of what they're saying, you know, this group is this group, you know, that group is that group. And of course, the policemen had their own team and stuff like that. We never had an army, so we never had that.
Showcase national power. Matches weren't just football games, they were political theater. National team selections were scrutinized. Steaua players, thanks to their army links, often got the nod. This favoritism bred resentment, but also produced success. Chapter 3. The Steaua Miracle, European Conquest. In 1986, Romanian club football achieved the impossible. Steaua Bucharest defeated Barcelona in the European Cup final. After a 0-0 draw, Helmut Duckadam saved all 4 of Barca's penalties. Steaua won the shootout 2-0. This wasn't just a victory for a club, it was a statement to the West. Behind the Iron Curtain, Romania had built a team that could conquer Europe. Players like Neodride Beladici, Victor Piorca, and Lacatuș became household names. This core of Steaua players soon became the backbone of the national team. Chapter 4. Hagi, the Maradona of the Carpathians. Gheorghe Hagi was more than a footballer. He was a cultural hero. Born in Săcele, he rose through the ranks at Farul Constante before moving to Sportul Studențesc, Steaua, Real Madrid, and eventually Barcelona. His left foot was blessed. He could pass, dribble, shoot, and see the game seconds before anyone else. Diego Maradona called him one of the greatest I've ever seen. Johan Cruyff said Hagi was a player of immense imagination. But it wasn't just flair. Hagi led. He carried Romania on his shoulders for more than a decade. Chapter. USA, 1994. Romania's Golden Odyssey. The 1994 World Cup in the United States wasn't just Romania's finest hour. It was a cinematic masterpiece of courage, flair, and national pride. For one glorious summer, The Maradona of
I
the
watched those
Carpathians
games.
and his golden generation lit up the world stage, capturing imaginations and leaving giants in their wake. Group stage, the shock of Pasadena. Romania opened their campaign against Colombia, a team hyped as dark horses, featuring Carlos Valderrama and the deadly Faustino Asprilla. But Romania came to conquer. In a sun-soaked Pasadena, Gheorghe Hagi produced one of the greatest goals in World Cup history.
Oh.
An audacious curling lob from near the left touchline that caught goalkeeper Oscar Cordoba stranded. It wasn't just a goal, it was a statement. Ilie Dumitrescu added to the tally, and Florin Raduccio sealed it with a third. Final score, 3-1 Romania. The football world blinked. Romania had arrived. But euphoria was briefly tempered. In their second game, a flat performance saw them stunned 4-1 by a vibrant Switzerland. The Romanian defense was porous, the midfield disjointed. Critics whispered, was Colombia just a fluke? In their final group game, pressure mounted. The hosts USA, buoyed by a patriotic crowd, were determined to advance. But Romania responded like warriors. A single, decisive strike from Raduccio was enough. A 1-0 win sent the Tricolori through top of the group. Round of 16.
That's a nice placed
Argentina
shot right there.
versus Art. Romania, the night of magic. Then came the match that would etch Romania into legend. The showdown with Argentina, World Cup royalty. Even without Diego Maradona, recently banned for doping, all eyes turned to Batistuta, Simeone, and Redondo. But it was Ilie
Redondo.
Dumitrescu who stole the show. Just 11 minutes in, he curled a free kick past the Argentine wall, stunning the Rose Bowl. Argentina responded swiftly through Babo, but before the dust could settle, Dumitrescu danced into the box again. One touch, bang, 2-1. Then came Hagi's masterpiece. After exchanging passes with Dumitrescu, he slipped past two defenders and sloted home with that signature left foot. Poetry in motion. 3-1
I watched some of these
Romania.
games in '94.
Argentina clawed one back through Batistuta, but it was too late. Final score, 3-2 Romania. Analysts were left speechless. Newspapers called it one of the greatest matches in World Cup history. Argentina, two-time champions, had been outplayed. Heroes emerged. Ilie Dumitrescu, 2 goals and an assist, unstoppable. Hagi, the heartbeat of the team, likened to Zidane before Zidane. Florin Prunia, in goal, making critical saves under immense pressure. The streets of Bucharest erupted. Horns blared, flags waved. Romania had done the unthinkable. Quarter-final, Sweden versus Romania. Glory denied. Next came Sweden, a battle not just of tactics, but of nerves and destiny. For 78 tense minutes, the match remained goalless. Then, Thomas Brolin, Sweden's midfield maestro, struck. An out of tone, a darting, and pity. Then came the moment, a battlefield, a darting run from Sweden, a darting run from Berar, and heavily a tone mate. But dreams can fracture quickly. In the 115th minute, Kenneth Anderson rose above the Romanian defense to head home the equalizer. Heartbreak, 2-2. It would go to penalties, and in that dreaded shootout, the gods turned their backs. Hagi, the talisman, didn't take a kick. Prunia, heroic in open play, was helpless against the spot kicks. Romania missed 2. Sweden converted all 5. Final score, Sweden won 5-4 on penalties. Aftermath, legends forged. Though eliminated, Romania didn't leave as losers. They left as icons. For the first time since the war-torn early 20th century, Romania stood tall on a global stage.
It's crazy how that region, they always talk about war torn and all of that. And these people come out of this, and you know, especially in football, you know what I mean? And I remember a lot of that when I was a kid. Well, when I was younger, I wasn't a kid, but you know, when I was younger, I remember all of that, you know. And I think that's what got me watching so many of this region, Romania especially, you know, knowing a little bit about the history, and then here they are playing sports, you know. I watched them in Olympics, you know, whatever sport they're in, you know, just like, man, out of all of this, here they come, you know what I'm saying? And it's same thing with the football too, you know. I watch it because, you know, hey, boom, you know, here they come. And there was just something about them, about that region. You know what I mean? And at the time, not really knowing the full story too. I mean,
Stage.
how the First and the Second World War affected them, the participation in it. I didn't know it at the time, the full extent of that. I just knew the current situation that was going on there, and all the stories that I hear from the news and stuff about them, and trying to figure out for myself what the real story is, because the real story comes from the people themselves. I used to read as much as I can and all of that. And one of the ways the inroads for me to know about that stuff was through sports.
Shoulder to shoulder with football's aristocracy. Commentators around the world praised them. Pelé called Hagi a magician. Gary Lineker said, if there was justice in football, Romania would have been champions. Johan Cruyff praised their boldness, saying, they played the way the game should be played, fearless and free. Back home, the squad were welcomed like kings. Every player's name was sung in schools and bars. Children mimicked Raducio's celebration. Dumitrescu became a folk hero. And Gheorghe Hagi, he wasn't just a footballer anymore. He was a symbol, a unifier, a walking reminder that in football, even the small can humble the giants. Chapter 6. Beyond Hagi, the stars of a golden generation. While Hagi was the face, he wasn't alone. Gheorghe Popescu, a calm, commanding defender who captained Barcelona after Hagi. Ilie Dumitrescu, explosive and intelligent. His double against Argentina sealed his name in folklore. Florin Raducio, a striker with a powerful shot who played in Serie A and scored at major tournaments. Dan Petrescu, a modern fullback before it was trendy, played in the Premier League and brought steel to the defense. This generation wasn't just talented, they were global, and they made Romania respected. Chapter 7. The 1998 and 2000 follow-up. At the 1998 World Cup, Romania again reached the round of 16. They topped a group featuring England and Colombia. Famous for dyeing their hair blonde in unity, they entertained and united the nation.
I remember this
At
too.
Euro 2000, Romania knocked out England with a thrilling 3-2 win in the group stage and reached the quarter-finals. But this marked the last deep run of a Romanian national team. The golden generation began to retire, and with them, so did Romania's place at football's top table. Chapter 8. Adi Mutu and the Lost Years. Adrian Mutu was seen as the heir to Hagi, skillful, fiery, and prolific. But his career was marred by controversy, including a high-profile ban for cocaine use while at Chelsea. His talent was never in doubt. He scored 35 goals for Romania, but the discipline and team structure faded during this era. Romania failed to qualify for several major tournaments. Chapter 9. Politics, Decline, and Hope. Post-2000, Romanian football has struggled. Corruption scandals have rocked clubs, infrastructure investment has lagged, and the national team has failed to consistently qualify for major tournaments. In 2024, Romania faced a 9.3% GDP budget deficit. Financial uncertainty and government turmoil filtered into sport. Football academies closed. Talented youngsters moved abroad early. However, recent years have seen signs of hope. Gheorghe Hagi has opened a football academy, producing talents like Ioannis Hagi, who carries his father's legacy.
Oh.
Chapter 10. A Romance Remembered. Roman fans remain passionate. Their love never faded. Flags still wave, songs still echo. From Bucharest to Cluj,
It's still
Craiova
wearing
to
Hagi shirt
Constanța.
and thing.
The magic of 1994, the glory of Steaua 16, and the genius of Hagi will never be forgotten. Barcelona's Fat, Haka, Madden Ford, and Frank, they are etched into the soul of Romanian sport. Perhaps Romania will never again reach those dizzying heights, but they showed the world what was possible, what heart, skill, and unity could achieve. Romania's revolution wasn't just a moment, it was a movement, built on talent, fueled by passion, written into history by legends. Will they rise again? We watch. We wait.
Yeah, and I remember that time, man. I saw watched them in the World Cups both in 94 and 98. That's crazy. That brought back some memories of when I used to watch a lot of football too. I didn't know their names and stuff like that, but yeah, I checked it out. And I'll be honest with you, man. Over the years, I was like, what happened to them? I don't hear much about them in football anymore. What's going on with them? I'm glad I watched this so I know exactly what the story is. There's a nice little history of Romanian football here. You understand? Yeah, I really enjoyed this here to know what's going on. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. See what the vibe is, I think, because I love football. Like, cricket is my number one sport, but football, man. I need to watch more international football because that's what I like most of all. Because I used to watch the Premier League, the Spanish League, the German League. I watch some of all of them, but I really like international football. You know, where the country play against country. That was my favorite type of football to watch. Hence, I watch Romania. You know, my favorite football team. My favorite football team depends on what my favorite, who my favorite player is at the time. Okay, I'm a strange one. I don't watch sports for teams really. I watch sports for individuals that are really good. Like for instance, in basketball, I'm not a San Antonio Spurs fan, but I like the kid Wemby, so I watch him and I want him to win. Uh, on the second, on a different side, now, if I watch another basketball team play, let me think of it of a team. Okay, there's that kid that used to play for Duke. No, BYU, Adobayant or whatever is his name, Adobansa. He's going to play for the Washington Wizards. I want to watch it and I want to want him to win because I like his game. There's another kid who played for North Carolina. Wilson is his last name. I like his game. He got drafted by the Bulls. I'm not a Bulls fan, but when I watch the Bulls, I'm gonna root for that kid. That's how I watch sports. I don't have any team that I like. It's just if there's a person that with real talent and they have the drive and stuff. If I'm watching that team, that's who I want to win. You know what I mean? And let's say if one of them play against Wemby and stuff, whoever win, they win. You know what I mean? Because I look at the individuals who I want to be successful. And I know that sounds kind of weird how I watch it. I really don't have a team in any sport that I watch. You know what I mean? Even when I watch my own country play, you know what I mean? If there's somebody else on another team that I really like and they beat my country, I'm like, okay. And I know that sounds kind of a wishy-washy. That's just the way I am because, you know, a human is a human is a human. You know, I ain't gonna fret about somebody else's success, even though if my Grenadian team win, I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? Because we forever the underdog and stuff like that, you know. But my favorite team I do not have. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Learn a little bit about Romanian soccer or football. Gotta stop saying soccer, man, because it's football. Gosh, that one may say a day. Drop a like on the video, comment down below. Let's try to bring some peace and love back into this world. Or let's keep, you know, listen, let's keep peace and love in the world. It's there. You don't have to bring it back. It's already there. Let's keep it and let's multiply it. Take care.